The history of banking and money transactions in Iran begins with the activities of the exchange houses. The main business of the exchangers was to grant facilities against collaterals, discount bills of exchange, and settlement of the traders' businesses all across the country. In those days, the basis of the transactions was the customs, habits, and trust. There were no definite rules and regulations for financial and monetary activities. In the year 1241, Amir Nizam Garusi, Iran's ambassador to France in Paris, purchased the coinage machinery and sent it to Iran. In the year 1258, Muhammad Hassan Isfahani was appointed as the head of Iran's mint. The mint began minting 50, 100, and 1,000 dinar coins in the newly inaugurated mint through buying silver from the Iranian importers. In the same year, Isfahani wrote a letter to Nasser-Din Shah, the Shah of Iran, and clarified the important role of a bank in strengthening the national economy to the Shah. But unfortunately, the Shah did not care. Eight years after that letter, in 1266, the East New Bank established its central branch at the corner of Tubkhane Square. Two years later, the Imperial Bank, or Bank Shahanshahi, was established, and the East New Bank was merged into the Imperial Bank. At the end of the World War II and retreat of the occupants from Iran, the economy of the country gradually got into its stride. The establishment of the Commerce Bank, Bank Bazargani, in 1328 was the first development of the banking system in Iran after the end of the World War II. 3 years later, Bank Bazargani possessed the ownership of the Imperial Bank's premises. Over the same span, some other private banks like Construction, Export and Mines Bank, as well as Iran Paris Bank, emerged. After the victory of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, gigantic changes occurred in the country, and the banking system was also subject to major changes. In order to preserve the national interest and avoid capital flight, the Council of Revolution ordered the banks to merger. All banks of the country were nationalized on June 7, 1979, and the number of the banks reduced to 9 from 36 banks. Tijarat Bank was established on December 20, 1979, through a merger of 12 domestic private and Iranian foreign banks with a minimum capital of 39 billion Iran's rials, all of which belong to the newly established government of Iran.
Now, after so many years, Tijarat Bank, having availed itself of legacy, knowledge, and experience stemmed from its component banks, benefits from the modern theories in banking. Since the inception, investments and participations in financing the prominent national projects were among the foremost priorities of Tijarat Bank. Effective and eye-catching presence of the bank in the national projects both contributed to the development of the country and bolstered the activities of the private sector and job creation. Attention to the undeniable role of the modern communication networks in facilitating people's everyday life, electronic banking was put on top of the bank's agenda. optimization of the quality of services, and provision of customers easy and pervasive access to the electronic banking facilities was among the most significant strategies of the bank. In implementing privatization under Principle 44 of the Constitutional Law, the first block of the bank's shares was prescribed in Tehran Exchange Corporation, and within just 7 minutes, the issued shares were sold, and therefore Tijarat Bank was the second Iranian state bank that was listed on the stock board under number 449.
Now, after 3 decades of bank's presence in domestic and international markets, and reliant on the endeavors of the dedicated and experienced management and workforce of the bank, and utilizing the most up-to-date technologies in the world, along with development and construction of Dear Iran, Tijarat Bank does its hardest to furnish its customers with peace and quiet.